believe we are live. Hello everybody. Well, hello and welcome back to MUFC MPB here on YouTube. Of course, my name is Brooks. Unfortunately, I haven't been here for a very long time because, again, unfortunately, it was kind of out of my hands. Virgin Media, the internet was down again, so there wasn't really much that I could do. My hotspot wouldn't work, so I couldn't stream or anything like that. Let's just hope that this time the internet actually stays up as it should, because, you know, broadband is a necessity in the 21st century and it's 2022, so I deserve all the internet that I can get. But yes, we are back. We need to make the most of this time. I'm just going to start off by saying I received a reply on Twitter maybe a couple of days ago. This was before I was able to get internet again, but I received a reply on Twitter a couple of days ago saying we should do match reviews and match previews, and that's something I do want to do. It will be a way of me bringing other people onto this channel. It will bring a way of me getting you guys interacting with other people as well. So if you guys do want to see match previews and match reviews, then definitely let me know, because it is something I do want to do. I would have to make all the thumbnails or get somebody to make all the thumbnails to do that, but that is something that is on the itinerary. Oh my god, let's not do this. Let's not do this, camera. We are having a few technical problems. But yes, good evening, guys. Hello, Spencer. Hello, Geezer Gaz. Nice to see you guys here. Hello, James Parfit. Eshaw was first. There is a cookie for you, a virtual cookie. You should be accepting all of your cookies, by the way. Yeah, Eshaw, yeah. Yeah, I just had no internet. That's what I literally couldn't do anything. I was honestly lying in bed all day, just using my 4G on my phone. It was for about 9 days. It was awful, awful. But let's get into the show. As you can tell by the title of the video and the thumbnail, Antony has progressed quite a bit. A new bid today should have gone in from Manchester United to Ajax regarding the Brazilian winger. Fabrizio Romano tweeted only 3 hours ago, Antony deal. New bid not submitted yet, but Manchester United have not changed their plan since yesterday. New proposal will be made soon, which will be somewhere closer to around 100 million euros. Antony and his agent are waiting as long-term deal is agreed. Ajax insist on huge price tag, as obviously they want to keep their star player. As I said, the price tag will be close to around 100 million euros. Hopefully not exactly that much, as that definitely is too much for a player of his quality. He is still young. I think he's only 22, but he does have a very high potential. I think he would come in probably and start. I would say Rashford would probably get dropped. So you put Sancho on the left, Antony on the right, and have Martial or Rashford up front. But yeah, we are still definitely in for him. I am happy about this. I am happy about the signing of Casemiro, by the way. I'm able to compartmentalize my brain and say Glazer's out, Sergeant Ratcliffe in, and yes, Casemiro is a very good player. But I just do want to bring up something. It was, you know, the match against Liverpool. I'm not really going to talk about that too much because it did happen a couple of days ago. But if you will have noticed, before the Liverpool match, Casemiro, De Jong, Gakpo, Antony, Jan Sommer, or a goalkeeper, and a right back. That's 6 players that we were linked to or potentially going to try and bring in before the Southampton game. We go and beat Liverpool, destroy them at Old Trafford. You know, the protest happened. The moods are high. Everyone's in a good mood. We go and beat Liverpool. Now it's Antony, and we might not even get Kevin Trapp in goal. I think we have to be careful, and we have to be careful the way we go about our protests. We can't be too picky and choosy as to when we protest. It has to be a continuous thing. The hashtags are slowing down. I'm not seeing as much Glazers out, Glazers must sell now hashtags on Twitter. I think another obviously I can't organize it myself. I can't organize anything of that magnitude, but another protest has to be organized for the next home game, for the game against Arsenal. I need to check if that is at the Emirates or at Old Trafford, because if it's at Old Trafford, another protest has to be done for them, because look, the Glazers are clearly doing a masterclass right now. The Glazeronomics is coming through thick and strong. We signed Casemiro, of course, and we're on the brink of signing Antony. And by the looks of it, a lot of the fans are appeased, and that's what the Glazers will be going for. I think that it's kind of pathetic, to be honest with you guys. don't really care if you're one of the fans that are suddenly Glazers in because they signed Casemiro and might be signing Antony. We need to think about the long-term future of this club, not just the short-term. Signing these two players now isn't going to help us in the next 4 years. If we still have the Glazers in charge of the club with Richard Arnold, John Murtough, we're not going to win anything. We're not going to be seeing any silverware for the next few years. We need to hope that Michael Knighton is right. He was saying in the next 12 months or the next 24 months, Manchester United will have a new ownership, and we need to get that confirmed sooner rather than later. Jim Ratcliffe and his consortium are viable buyers for the club. He's a Manchester United fan. He obviously has the best interests of Manchester United at heart. He's a successful owner of a few sports teams, which include Mercedes, Ineos cycling team, and Sir Ben Ainsley's sailing team, Ineos UK or something like that. He's a successful sports business owner. The Glazers are not. We need to make sure they are gone by the end of this season. Because look, if they're not gone in the next 2 weeks for the transfer window, I'm sorry, I said that all wrong. We need to make sure they're gone or really trying to sell the club before the transfer window. Because if they're not gone by the end of the transfer window, the protests are going to stop. The hashtags are going to slow down. They're just going to get back swept under the rug again, because in a transfer window, in this sort of scenario, you have the pressure of the fans on the owners to buy players. Outside of a transfer window, there isn't as much of a reason for the fans to be on the owners' backs, and we need to just make sure that before that transfer window ends, something else big happens. Because I'm telling you now, if they make it through this or January transfer window, they're going to be owners of this club for the foreseeable future, and we obviously don't want that. Sorry about that. That was just a little bit of a ramble, but I'm going to read through your comments now. AMHD says, do you think we'll get both Antony or Gakpo? That is something I did want to talk about, because as I said before the Liverpool match, Antony and Gakpo did look like two transfers that could possibly happen. We were bringing in both of them. But Simon Jones says, this was yesterday, around midnight or 11 p.m. yesterday. Simon Jones, who wrote for the Mail Sport, said Manchester United will bid for Antony and Gakpo. They also remain in the hunt to sign Frenkie de Jong from Barcelona. Pardon. However, I've been seeing a lot of reports today saying that Manchester United probably won't be signing Antony and Gakpo, or probably just be one Antony, and Gakpo looks like he'll be missing out. However, I didn't watch the match, but PSV played Rangers today, I believe, in the Champions League qualification. I have no idea what the result was, because to be honest, I completely forgot about it. But that is what PSV were waiting for. They wanted to make sure he was still an Eindhoven player for this match, to make sure, to give them a better chance of qualifying for the Champions League as possible. But it doesn't look as likely that we will be signing both of those wingers in this window. James Barber says, we want Glazers out, say we want Glazers. I need to put some music on this, like a chant or something. I'm so gassed for Sancho, Eriksen, Antony. Look, Sancho is balling out. I said to my friend last night, Sancho is a better player than Luis Diaz. He didn't believe me. He disagreed very strong. I know a lot of Liverpool fans, and I'm in a group chat with mainly Liverpool fans, so I did get a bit of heat there. I said, remember that. I saved it in the chat. So come back to this at the end of the season. Sancho will have a better season. He will have better stats. He would have done more than Luis Diaz come at the end of the season. Sancho is going to cook. Eriksen looks so silky. Him on set pieces, I do like it a lot. And Antony as well, bringing that extra bit of flair on the right-hand side. A little Brazilian magic. Not the Fred type of magic, but the actual Brazilian magic. You're talking about Anthony Dino right there. He is going to be absolutely magical at Old Trafford. Giza Gas says, not excited with any signing. The only signing I want to see is Sir Jim Ratcliffe. You're going to have a lot of patience for that, Gaz. I don't really want to speak about it too much more, but it's not going to happen anytime soon. It's probably looking like a 12 to 24 month type project, because the club isn't up for sale. Technically, it will be a hostile bid, which means the club something isn't for sale, but you want to buy it anyway. Was Giza Gaz says it's at Old Trafford and has been confirmed by 1958. Is that the protest the protest for the match against Arsenal? I didn't hear about that, or I haven't seen it on my feed. If that's the case, definitely excited for that. I'm actually going to be up north in a couple of weeks, because I'm going to be viewing flats. So if I am up north the weekend of the match, I will be at the protest. If not, I will be working in London. So let me just check that now. Manchester United versus Arsenal is on the Sunday, the 4th of September. Looks like Anton, or looks like Rangers went through. Wait, it's still going on. Oh, it's only 9:30. Yeah, Brooks is going to be in the north of England on Monday the 5th and Tuesday the 6th. So I could go to Manchester on the Sunday. Well, hopefully they arrange it and it gets arranged properly. Obviously, Arsenal isn't as big of a match as Liverpool, so there might not be as much backing. But hopefully, because of like the whole protest and the whole movement on Twitter and social media, there will be as many people as there were the other day, because I think there was around 10,000 people protesting outside Old Trafford. So hopefully there'll be just as many. James Parker says, I low-key wish we lost to Liverpool because we would have brought like five players in. That's one thing I'm never conflicted on it, but I understand the confliction. I never want Manchester United to lose, even if it means we might sign a couple more players. At the end of the day, points on the board are more important than anything else. What I wish for is competent owners, competency. And I don't think it's just the owners. I think it goes down to Richard Arnold and John Murtough as well. They're part of it. It's not just the Glazers. When the Glazers go, the next people to go have to be Murtough and Arnold, because they're not very good at their job. You could be not very good at your job if you're manager of Luton Town or I don't know, Yeovil Town. You can't be not very good at your job if you're working for Manchester United in such a role that requires you to be genuinely the best in the world at it. I think that, look, once the Glazers go, they need to go as well. Would you pull out of the Antony deal and go for Gakpo at this point? Definitely not. Definitely not. Gakpo isn't as good as Antony. I would definitely prefer Antony. I think he's more of a Manchester United player, and he plays on the right. We need a right winger. Gakpo is a left winger or a centre forward. He's not really hasn't really occupied the right wing throughout his recent career. As far as I know. Spence says Rangers are currently winning 1-0, going into 70th minute. James Parker says, no, we need to get Antony just for a left footer on that right wing. An important part of Ten Hag's system is inverted wingers. 100%. Look at Dusan Tadic. Look at Berghaus. Antony, of course. You have three left foot. Actually, I don't know if Berghaus is right or left footed. I know that obviously Tadic is left footed. Antony is left footed. I believe Berghaus is left footed. Then, of course, you had Ziyech before. He loves his left footed wingers. That's something which I have noticed about Erik ten Hag. Ziyech, he's had Tadic, Berghaus, Antony. I know there was someone else who was left-footed as well. I don't know if Erik ten Hag was there, but they had a German winger called Yunus who went to Napoli. I believe Ten Hag was the manager, but he was a left-footed winger as well. They had Noah Lang, he was a left-footed winger, I believe. Obviously now they have Bergwijn, he's right-footed. Erik ten Hag does love his left-footed wingers, so you can see why he's going so hard for Antony. Obviously he's got other talents other than using his left foot, but Antony is an integral part of his plans apparently. Shout Manchester United TV. Shout to what was that referring to? James Roberts says, we seem to have Glazer out protests every year, but they always die off and nothing ever happens. Same cycle continues. That's because the Glazers react quite quickly to the Glazers out specific protests, and they do whatever they've been putting off for so long. Look, they signed a DM after that amazing protest. Then the fans sort of simmered. It's like when you boil a kettle. It's like when you have a pot on the fire with water on it. The protest was when the water was bubbling. Casemiro signed, we took the pan off the fire, the water simmered down. The Glazers saw the water was simmering down, so the fans weren't being as loud, and they thought, okay, let's relax, let's not panic anymore. We need to put the fire back under the pot and have that water boiling again, because when the water boils, the Glazers, they panic. They pulled out of the Super League. They signed Casemiro, the two recent protests, well, the two only really recent big protests. I think that as fans, we need to do more. We're doing enough for little things. We're doing enough to get a signing in. We're not doing enough to take the Glazers out. We need to do more as a fan base. I could do more. I know I could do more. As I said, the chances that I'll be up in Liverpool or Manchester on the 4th are very high. I didn't realise we're playing them on the 4th. I'm not very good with dates in general. But, yeah, there might be a few pictures from the protest. Definitely won't be going live or anything like that because I don't have my computer in my hand at all times. But you should see a few pictures. Might do a knee slide on the concrete. You never know. Nick Morris says United have placed a bid of 90 million euros for Antony. Let me just double check that. Mike Verwage is and has been confirmed as a tier 1 source this summer. A European lad retweeted it as well. Look, just in, Ajax are expecting a 90 million euro bid to be officially submitted on Thursday, and the final transfer fee could end up at 95 million euros excluding bonuses. Let me just translate that to pounds because I would like to get the exact fee. Is 80 million pound bid from Manchester United expected to go in tomorrow for Antony. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think he'll be worth the money? I think, look, listen, he's 22 years old. He has a very high ceiling. We're paying for an inconvenience. We're not just paying for the player at this point. We're paying for a late transfer. We're paying for potential. We're paying for the fact that Ajax's squad have pretty much been decimated this summer. We're paying for all of that and the player. So I think 80 million euros is probably what we should have expected to pay any time apart from the first couple of weeks of the window. So I'm happy with that. I don't care about the money at this point. If they wanted 100, I probably would have paid 100. So I'm happy with that. If they manage to accept that for whatever, well, they should accept that. And if he does get signed before the Southampton game, I do expect him to play against Southampton, to be honest. Spencer says, make sure to like the video, guys. Yeah, definitely. Look, there's a bit of a different background. I'm not by any means a professional on Photoshop, but I just want to throw something together because the background that I was using before was just a bog standard one from Streamlabs. If you guys do know anybody that can actually make a background for this video, please let me know. Either obviously put it in the comments below or send them my Twitter. I did put my Twitter on the background right there, so make sure you do follow me and MUFCMPB on Twitter. If you do know anyone, or if you yourself can make a background for future videos, please do let me know because this isn't good enough, and I know it's not good enough. I did try, but I don't have the skills necessary to really do that to a good enough standard, and I'm fully aware of that. I'm just going to check United Plug now. I've just seen your comment, Nick Morris. Let me just go on to them now. 25 seconds ago, Manchester United. Okay. This just in. Sky Sports, Darmouth Chef has reported Manchester United have held talks with Newcastle over the signing of keeper Martin Dubravka. Manchester United want competition for De Gea and Heaton. Dubravka open to the move. Of course he's open to the move. It's Dubravka. I do remember his debut against Manchester United. One of the best goalkeeping performances I've ever seen against Manchester United. However, I do remember his blunder at the Euros. He effectively, I don't know what he did, but he could have just knocked it over the crossbar, but he scored an own goal basically. He's hot or cold. He wouldn't come in and be our first choice by a long stretch, but I think he would be a good backup keeper. I don't think he'd really be much better than Tom Heaton, to be honest with you. That was the reason for the big sigh before I read it out, because I saw his name. But listen, I would have preferred Jan Sommer. However, I do understand the reasoning for him not to sign for Manchester United, because he does obviously start for Switzerland, and they do need him to be playing regular football. I don't think he'd be playing regular football at Manchester United so soon before the World Cup. So, yeah. Mike Verwage also reported Antony has told Ajax board that it would have a big impact on him if they decide to refuse to sell him. Basically, he's throwing his toys out the pram, which I like. If he wants to come to United, then he should come to United. Antony has full personal agreement. What is that? A spider? Sorry, I feel like there's a spider in my fucking shirt. Something that's crawling on my back. I don't know what that was. It might have been a spider or something. Anthony has full personal agreement with Manchester United. It's been agreed for a while now, and would sign until 2027. So a 5-year deal, and there will probably definitely be an option for an extra year on that. It's nice to see all of you guys in here, by the way. Make sure you do leave a like on the video and subscribe. We are on 11 likes at the moment. Let's try and get that to 15. We're on 1.2k subscribers as well, which I know I haven't been on for a while, but that has been a target for a long time now. Let's try and get that to 1.3k subscribers. So 10 more of you, hit that subscribe button, and if you would like to, you don't have to, hit the notification bell so you do know when I go live. I did mention at the beginning of the video, when there were only a few of you here though, I do want to start doing match reviews and match previews, just to get more inclusion on the channel, get some more people who might not have that big of a following. I want to help other people out. Obviously this channel isn't big or anything like that just yet, but I do also want to have other people on here before matches and after matches. So if you would like to see that, definitely do let me know in the comments down below, or hit me up on Twitter with some ideas. I will be trying to do, not every week, but a Fantasy Premier League show. It'll literally just be like a 15-minute show, going through the league, going through points, who I think should come in, who I'm gonna take out, blah blah blah, all of that stuff. So if you're interested in that, there is something for you as well. More on the Fantasy Premier League. If you haven't already, make sure you do join the Fantasy Premier League. The code is in the description down below. However, I will type it in the comment section, because there is a chance for you guys to win something at the end of the season. We are only 3 game weeks in, so there is 35 more weeks for you to claw back a lead if you haven't already joined. But the code is going to be in the chat right about now. EZC8XN. But yeah, I'm feeling rusty, man. I haven't been here for ages. Geezer Gaz says, good player, not worth that fee, but it's because it's late in the window. 100%. But this is another piece of evidence of how bad this club is run, when we could have signed him for 50 million 2 to 3 months ago. We should have gone in for him before the window started, get him on a pre-contract, or I mean a pre-agreement or something like that. These are you have to be proactive when it comes to running the club. I think, look, as Gaz said right there, it is just another piece of evidence. There's a massive file against the Glazers, Arnold, Woodward, Richard, John Murtaugh, of why they're just rubbish. Richard Duff, Glazers out, definitely. I should probably put a hashtag in the title, but I don't know if that appears as a proper hashtag. MUFC lad says, only problem is that when he reaches his full potential in 3 to 4 years, he might want a bigger movie if we aren't that good. Hopefully in that time, new owners, same manager, hopefully, if he fulfills his potential, better squad, we're challenging and winning trophies, not just the Carabao Cup or the Community Shield or whatever. Well, you have to win an FA Cup or Prem to win a Community Shield, but you know what I mean. We want to be winning the Premier League. We want to be getting to at least the semi-finals of the Champions League. Look, this season, if we do manage to sign a couple of players, winning the Europa League has to be the absolute minimum. I don't know where the chat box is. It should be there. I don't know why it hasn't been there. That thing on the right is meant to be a chat box. But yeah, we have to be winning the Europa League minimum this season. And I think that, I know it was a match against Liverpool, but the energy levels that we showed in that game, the actual good football that we played, has to be the benchmark. For even when we're playing against teams like Bournemouth, when we're playing against Fulham, we can't just stroll out onto the pitch and, oh, it's only Fulham, so we're going to walk them over. We have to annihilate them. Manchester City, when they play against smaller teams, they batter them 5-6-0. Because they're ruthless. They understand the assignment. We have to be not on that level, because we're not going to get there this season, but we have to be having that same mentality. Doesn't matter who you're playing against, you have to be ruthless and you have to punish them. Hopefully the players that threw the last manager under the bus won't do the same to the new one. Hopefully that winning, that good feeling that they got on Monday against Liverpool can just help them see the light, I guess. MUFC lad says, what do we win? Something football related, a football shirt, something like that. It's really your choice. Obviously, it's not going to be like I'm not going to buy you a season ticket or anything like that. It has to be a reasonable prize. Yeah, MUFC lad is right, and Gizigaz does agree. But I do think in that time we will have a lot different at Manchester United, and people will want to come to us instead of moving to their dream club of Real Madrid or whatever. I never believe that it's a dream club, by the way. Romano just tweeted. Let me just triple check. Do I have his tweets muted? Let me just... Fabrizio. Just tweeted 2 minutes ago. Manchester United have not submitted a new official bid for Antony yet. It will be sent to Ajax soon. Matter of time. He's considered internally by the board and Ten Hag as main priority over any other target. So bye Frankie de Jong. Antony has asked Ajax to leave since last week. He only wants United. So there we go. Expect to see a here we go tomorrow. Hello Sosa. We do love Sosa at MUFC MPB. Antony has just handed in an official transfer request. What about Outgoings? Sure, should be sold ASAP. An outgoing that can be reported is Eric Bailly on loan to Marseille. If he does play 50% of their Champions League games, they have to pay us $6 million at the end of the season. James Garner is also being reported to move to Everton for £14 million. I really don't think we should be letting him go. I know we just signed Casemiro. If we get Frankie de Jong, I'll be less against it. But if you're going to let someone go, let it be Scott McTominay, who coincidentally has been linked to West Ham. Let's not do this now, camera, please. Thank you very much. I really don't know why it does that. I'm going to have to blind myself for a couple seconds. Oh. Okay. Not sure. I really don't know why it does that. Yeah, so outgoings. Eric Bailly to Marseille. James Garner to Everton linked. Obviously not anything concrete just yet. And the same with Scott McTominay potentially being linked to West Ham United. Richard Duff says, hopefully we can get both Gakpo and Antony before the window closes. I think it's very unlikely, to be honest. Tyrell Malacia, definitely is top tier. I tweeted out, I was having a conversation with Big Ron, who is one of my earliest viewers from when I've been on YouTube, about Malacia on Twitter, and I was confident. I'm pretty sure I said or replied to somebody or something saying Malacia is going to do fine against Mo Salah. He's tenacious in the tackle. He's fast. His recovery runs. His acceleration is very, very good, by the way. Like, I think that... I think he's just like a dog. He's like a little pit bull, isn't he? Salah couldn't breathe. Salah thought he got past him. Looked up again and Malacia is just next to him again, getting tackled. It was amazing. It was so nice. Watching Malacia against Liverpool was similar to when we saw Wan-Bissaka against, I believe it was Southampton, in one of the first games that he played for Manchester United. He won every single ball, and that was when we were all gassed about Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Like, yeah, we've got a proper right back here. Obviously, it didn't really work out for him, and hopefully it does work out for Tyrell Malacia. But it just gave me those sort of vibes, like a proper defender, going in for all the challenges. He's not scared of anything at all, and it's nice to see. I think he's more tenacious than Luke Shaw. I think he's faster than Luke Shaw. I think on the ball, he might not be as good as Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw does get criticised a lot, but you have to give him credit where credit is due. He is good on the ball. He's a good passer of the ball. I think he just lacks a bit when he goes forward. The balls he gets into the box are all right, but they're just not very, very good. But yeah, Malacia, I don't see a way back in for Luke Shaw at the moment. Can we please talk about the criminality going on in this club to allow Garner to be sold and McTominay to stay? I can never forgive or forget if this happened. Look, guys, I agree, definitely. But I'm just trying to think of a very reasonable answer. The whole world has seen that McTominay is flawed, and nobody's going to pay much for him. Whereas Garner has all the potential, and another club is willing to pay a little bit of money or a bit of money to see if they can unlock that potential. That's my serious answer. My unserious answer is Scott McTominay has something on the manager, or he has something on somebody in the club. Like, there's no way he gets into that squad genuinely on merit. No way he gets into that squad on merit every single week. He has something on somebody at the club. Spencer says, not much in terms of outgoings. James Garner could be sold for his listed 40 mil. Wan-Bissaka going on. Palace buy has joined Marseille on loan. Yeah, definitely. The window is mad. Gibbs White for 45 mil. Yeah, Anthony Gordon for 65 million. What is going on? Look what we've done to the world. What have we done? Actually disgusting. Look, if people are getting at us for paying 80 million for Anthony, like the Brazilian Anthony, and then Chelsea go ahead and sign Anthony Gordon for 65, what's going on? Doesn't make sense. Yeah, appalling. James Parfitt, I agree. Appalling deals for buying Ghana. Hopefully Ghana stays. Look, I hope Ghana stays. I'd like to have a midfield rotation of Eriksen, Ghana, Casemiro, and Frankie de Jong, hopefully. Look, if we manage to have those four to occupy the one or two positions in the pivot, then I'm more than happy. Fred and McTominay, you can play early round Carabao Cup matches. That's what they can do, because, or the really far Azerbaijan Europa League matches, because we have better now. Sorry, I need to drink some water. James Roberts says Fergie on the board plus McTominay is Fergie a love child, but McTominay never gets sold. He has to get sold. At this point, if Ferguson wants McTominay to stay, then maybe someone should be looking after him. We need a right back, Tyrell. A right back who's similar to Tyrell Malacia, obviously in the left back position. Well, you wouldn't sign him, but you'd have to go with Danny Carvajal, I think. So underrated, and I think he's a quality defender. I think he showed his class against Liverpool in the Champions League final. Maybe because he's not the most fashionable player, or he's a bit of a shithouse, he doesn't get the credit he deserves, but I would take Danny Carvajal at Manchester United. He's one of the best. He's one of the best in his position. MUFC lad, how many people were here on the first ever MUFC MPB live stream? How many people were here? Into injury time in a Rangers match. Skeezy Gas says it's the Scottish thing. Darren Fletcher is not healthy being a coach in that team. He's the reason why McTominay. Oh no, 100%. I think that still don't understand why Darren Fletcher's there. Technical director, but he trains with the team. I don't know. I'm not sure. Hopefully, if Sir Jim Ratcliffe does come in, those sort of things get sorted out. You need a new technical director. You need a director of football, Edwin van der Sar. If you're going to really persist with jobs for the boys, then Edwin van der Sar for director of football. Get in, what's that guy's name? The one that was at Monaco. Richard Martin? What's that guy's name? The Monaco DOF. Well, yeah, we've also been linked to Serginho Dest, but I don't think there's much in that, to be honest with you. That's why I haven't really spoken about it. It kind of cools down every few hours. Paul Mitchell, that's it. Paul Mitchell. I don't know what did I say? Chris Martin. He's a singer for Coldplay, isn't he? I don't know why I said Chris Martin. I'm awful with remembering. What was I trying to remember the other day? I can't remember. It's not funny to you guys, but I was high as hell. So McTominay's problem is a low football IQ, but he can learn from that one over time. I think he's 26 now, or something like that. So he could learn at West Ham. I'd love to see him thrive at West Ham, but I can't be bothered anymore with McTominay. It's been about 4 years. It's been about 4 or 5 years since he's been in that United team, making the same mistakes over and over again with no sign of actual improvement. I think that That's what I mean. Unserious answer, kind of serious. He has something on somebody in the club. For him to continuously get selected to play, it bemuses me. It honestly confuses me so much. Because I can see it. And all of you... Sorry, let me be a bit quiet. All of you guys can see it. I don't know what the manager sees in training to start Scott McTominay every single week. People say don't group McFred, by the way. I'm going to say this again. Do group them because they're as bad as each other. Scott McTominay does that little tiny pirouette on the ball. He thinks he's flipping Ziriberto, the Brazilian DM. He's not Ziriberto. He's McTominay. Listen. We know what Scott McTominay can and can't do. For him to get selected every match, hopefully should come to an end now that we have Casemiro and other options in the midfield. Rangers through. Love that. I really wanted Rangers to win the Champions League, Europa League last season. And now I believe that does put them through to the Champions League. PSV versus... That is the final Champions League qualification round. So that does mean they are in the Champions League proper, right? That is the Champions League proper. Serginho Dest is one of the worst right backs I've ever watched. I can't say that I can't say I haven't really watched too much Barcelona recently. And even when I have watched Barcelona, he hasn't been playing. I know he was injured, but yeah. One of my friends is a big follower of Barcelona, and he also has said that Serginho Dest is awful. But sorry, he supports Liverpool, and sometimes he says some weird things. So, like, I didn't know if I should believe him when he says Serginho Dest is awful. But if you guys are saying it as well, nobody said he's good yet. Gakpo on the cheap now, yeah. 35 million wouldn't have been on the cheap, so you could probably get him for a little bit less. They're not in the Champions League, I guess, this season. Maybe you can sneak in for Sangare as well. I don't know. Can't see us getting Antony and Gakpo. You look, now that PSV are out, you might be able to get them on the... Look, Giza Gaz just said Gakpo on the cheap. You might be able to get Antony and Gakpo for around 105 million. 25 for Gakpo, 80 million for Antony. I think that could work. Look, if James Tavernier was younger, Tavernier, then I'd get him. I like Tavernier. I like him a lot. I like him a lot. I'm telling you now, if he played in the Prem, Trent would be panicking. When Wan-Bissaka came on, I was shaking. Was that in the first match, or when he came on? When? I've never watched him, but he's good on FIFA. He's terrible on FIFA. Let me not talk about FIFA because I'll be here for too long. But yeah, so the updates I had from today. Eric Bailly joins Marseille on loan deal until June 2023. Also confirmed £6 million obligation to buy clause subject to Marseille qualifying for the Champions League. I also had an update from Christian Falk, which I haven't actually spoken about yet. But Erik ten Hag personally committed to signing Kevin Trapp from Eintracht Frankfurt for Manchester United. Late yesterday, Simon Jones reported Manchester United will bid for Antony and Cody Gakpo. They also remain in the hunt to sign Frenkie de Jong from Barcelona. I also have something else to talk about. David Kent. You might have seen him on Twitter. I've interacted with a couple of his posts so far, but he is somewhat of a mystery to the, I guess, journalistic world. People don't know who he is. People don't know kind of if he's real or a troll. But I've been keeping tabs on him throughout the summer, and he's been getting a lot of stuff right. If I'm honest, and it's not like Antony signs for Manchester United and then a minute later he'll be like, confirmed Antony. He might tweet it out a week earlier. Now, that could be one of two things. That could be he's just guessing and he gets lucky. Or he actually has a genuine source. one or the other. I'm kind of swaying more towards the source side because of how many things he's predicted correctly this summer. But however, there someone's literally made a thread on him, so on him being fake. So I don't know. Some of the stuff that was in the thread was out of date. Like, he doesn't have a face. He does have a face now. David Kent himself has come out and said that, you know, like his personal history, he had to move countries a few times, blah blah blah. But look, even the last thing, he reported on Antony yesterday saying something was going to happen today, and it happened. We bid for Antony, or we're going to bid for Antony. Something came out. I think that in the same tweet, which I personally interacted with, he also said that, well, he said today something's going to happen with Antony, which it has. And in the same tweet, he said tomorrow something is going to happen with De Jong. So this, for me, this was kind of my make or break if I'm going to carry on believing him or not. If something comes out about De Jong tomorrow, then I genuinely do think he has sources in the community. I think that a lot of journalists nowadays are more on the side of they need to become famous, they need to get the blue tick, they need to have as many followers as possible, they need to be liked by as many people as possible. But David Kent just doing his job in the quiet. He's doing it quietly, and because I've been keeping tabs on him quite a lot, and I think that for me that's another reason why I kind of believe him. Look, listen, a lot of people delete a lot of tweets. People delete tweets. That's one reason why I think that I'm not so much on the side of sources. I'm kind of a little bit on the side of sources. Yeah, I was literally just looking at that. Manchester United have agreed a deal for Frenkie de Jong. Deferred wages has been paid by Barcelona. Player is scheduled for medical on Wednesday in Manchester. And this is what he was talking about. If something happens tomorrow with de Jong, then I have to say he's got sources. And I think that I'm going to just keep him as someone that I've looked to for updates. I think that, oh, you know, listen, de Jong, a lot of personal stuff was agreed a long time ago with Frenkie de Jong, so I could tweet out Frenkie de Jong deal, Frenkie de Jong personal terms agreed, and claim to be in the know, but that was agreed quite a long time ago. If he does have a medical in Manchester, or if he does have any sort of medical tomorrow in regards to Manchester United, then look, you have to give credit where credit's due. But Giza Gaz says Ornstein announced Gakpo has called. Is that in terms of he's not coming called? Let me just go to Ornstein. Thank you guys for helping me keep up to date with all of this stuff. I do need to turn people's tweet notifications on. Ornstein, 11 minutes ago, Ornstein tweeted, Manchester United confident of reaching an agreement with Ajax to sign Antony, 22-year-old Brazil international winger, now main recruitment focus for United. Pursuit of PSV Eindhoven attacker Cody Gakpo believed to have called somewhat. Yeah, of course. Look, we beat Liverpool. It was inevitable, wasn't it? But yeah, if you guys do have any more questions, do ask me as soon as possible in the comments, or if you think of them in like an hour or so, tweet me and I will interact with you. I think that you guys are absolutely amazing. Let's see how many likes we're on for this video. 20 likes, just like I asked. Thank you guys very much for that. How many subscribers are we on? That is the real question here. I don't know actually how to check that anymore. But we are coming to the end of this stream. Thank you very much, Giza Gaz. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm not working this Friday, so I will be back on Friday as well. That is when I do want to do a match preview. So hopefully by then there will be a thumbnail sorted and all of that, and I will be able to have a couple of other people on the channel as well, just so we can talk and you guys can interact with them as well. I want to, you know, have more fun on here, so hopefully that does happen. EFL Cup draw now, yeah, that's I kind of want to get off and watch that. Let me just see if I can get it up. Yeah, so last couple of comments. James T says, James T. Is James T new? There's a lot of Jameses. Only gets direct updates from a club, so I wouldn't read into called statements, to be honest. Listen to Mike Verwee on Gakpo. Good information. I will keep that in mind. Remember, guys, if you haven't already, make sure you follow at MUFCMPB on Twitter for all the latest Manchester United transfer news and news surrounding the club. Also, follow myself. I'll be doing other stuff as well. There's going to be a very big life update in about 3 or 4 weeks, so make sure you keep in tune for that. So there will be a lot of pictures, a lot of all of that stuff. So make sure you do follow me on Twitter as well. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. And just before we go, make sure you do hit the like button as well. If you haven't already, make sure you join the Fantasy Premier League. The code is in the comment section. It is the pinned comment. The winner of the league will receive a football prize of your choice. Like if you want a football shirt, something like that along those lines. Make sure you do join. I'll be back tomorrow with another stream for you guys. Thank you, everybody. Keep it up, Brooks. Great show. Thanks, James. Thanks, Ronan. Thanks, James, again. And yes, Spencer Parkhouse. Thanks to everyone for watching. Make sure to follow us on Twitter and like the page and videos on YouTube. I'm not getting married. I don't even have a girlfriend.